So, what are these traditions? I think if I mention, you know, was it Corinthians 11 verse 2 and the 3 verses in 2 Thessalonians and the verse in 1 Timothy again, I think people are going to hunt me down and beat me with baseball bats because I'm always mentioning those. But what are these things? The sign of the cross, for one, is a universal one that everyone seems to pick up everywhere. Another is the liturgical calendar, which is extremely important. And again, as Craig Truglia pointed out, Protestants have these too, but it's not to have them too. This is part of original early Christianity, early Catholic Christianity. Again, I think I'm speaking to educated people who know what Catholic means, not necessarily referring to the modern papal Latin West. Now, and you're getting a nice view of Northern Illinois whenever I do these videos. The liturgical calendar, Pascha, or Easter as you guys call it, the fasting days. I mean, we see this early in the Didache, fasting on Fridays and Wednesdays, as opposed to the Jews, which was, I believe, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, the moving of the Sabbath being Christ. Christ is our Sabbath, and the 8th day, the first day, Sunday, being the day of celebration. Although some early Christians actually practiced the Sabbath, it didn't impede with Sunday worship. So meeting on Sundays, these things were from the beginning universal. Where are they written down explicitly? Well, they're mentioned in Acts, and again, the Eucharist and the liturgy. They're mentioned kind of as a side thing, just as icons get mentioned in the New Testament, but it was nothing that anybody had to beat anybody over the head with because it was all commonly accepted. I mean, from Ethiopia to Ireland, from India to Ireland, from Ethiopia to Russia. Russia was kind of later, so I should say from Ethiopia to the northern limits of the Persian Empire and Mongolia. So all of that within the first 2 centuries, wherever it spread, you have these things. And they're beautiful and they should be followed. Also, the Virgin Mary as the Ark of the Covenant, as the second Eve. And people, if people want to dispute prayers to the saints and say that's not in the Bible, it's because it was taken out of the Bible by Protestants. But that would be a whole different discussion to get into. But just the things I mentioned, right? Which yes, there are Anglo-Catholics and Lutherans that do observe these things. They're correct in doing so. But even when saying Scripture or tradition, or Scripture and tradition, the Orthodox would disagree with this. Scripture is tradition. It's the crown jewel of tradition. Remember when St. Paul talks about the traditions, those who we've taught you by word of mouth or by letter. So they're both extremely important, and the physical life of how to be a Christian is in those traditions. The letters were talking about disputes and Christology and extremely important stuff, right? But of the traditions of how is baptism done? How should it be done? The Eucharist, what days to fast, what days to worship on, This gets written down in other places, but it didn't need to be in the New Testament at all because people already knew it. I mean, if you were a first century Christian or early second century, this would be part and parcel with it. Peace to you.